Yo, welcome to another exciting episode of the Beards and White Toes podcast. I am your host, Sam Williams, better known as the Bearded One, and as always, the lovely, the beautiful Miss Kimberly with the Y. How you doing?
I'm quite well.
All right, and you look good too.
Thank you. You clean up okay.
You know what?
You doing a little something?
Let me tell you something.
Your little overalls.
You know, I felt the spirit.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I felt the spirit, and I decided to. They were starting to like collect dust in my closet, and I've been wanting overalls for at least 2 years, and I figured I needed to figure out a time to wear them, and so
you just wear them. What you mean? You need a time? You wear them. They're clothes.
See, I dress from the bottom up, and the boots that I wanted to get with them, they sold out. So, yeah, I had to make do with what I had, but It is what it is. I know you all are used to seeing our DJ Univercity, but he's not here today. He'll be out for a couple episodes, but that's okay because guess what? We got something better. I'm not going to say better. We have something. No, you're right.
Watch your mouth.
DJ U, my bad. I mean no harm, okay? Look, we have two very special guests, and we also have our very first musical performance, Omar Raps. So, real quick, you already know what we do. We do our check-in. Kim, how was your week?
My week has some rocks in it.
Damn.
It has some rocks in it, but the thing about them rocky times, they don't last.
No, they don't.
They don't last. So what you always say, we don't have bad days. We just have moments within the day. So we got through the moments, okay. And the weekend has been amazing so far. Man,
listen.
You okay?
Hey, watch out. I got to give you a check on this camera. I don't know what it's like. I didn't know what it was like last night to drink like $500 worth of alcohol, but somebody liked us enough to decide to celebrate and spend all this money on us. So, Ivy, George, we thank you so much because, man, shit.
Well, let me not put myself out there. That's normal for me with them anyway.
Well, it wasn't normal for me because, coming in the morning and trying to film after you trying to figure your life out is definitely difficult. I had to pray. Then I had to meditate. I had to take another shower. I had to walk the dog. I had to do all these things.
You're so dramatic.
In 40 minutes.
You are so extra.
But we here. Oh, silly me.
What?
We have our first studio audience. So just so there's proof that we got a studio audience, can our studio audience just make some noise? Can we get a... We just hitting milestones everywhere.
And I'm here for it all.
We are hitting milestones everywhere. So we got our first musical performance. We have our first in-studio. We have two, not one. We have two in-studio guests. Yep. And I really, you know what? Are you done with your temperature check?
Go ahead, because I see.
No, finish yours.
I'm good. We got past those rocky moments. Thank you for your part in that. I appreciate you.
I try.
The weekend made up for it. Then I got a little long weekend, so I'm cool. I'm decent. My temperature is amazing. I'm fine. So go ahead, because I see it building up in you. Go ahead.
So we finally got a chance to drop our visual this past week, and I have to just, first of all, I usually save all my shout outs toward the end, but I really just need to shout out Royalty Productions because, man, Royalty Productions
did that thing.
They did a thing for us, man. They made us look like we were actually like famous. They definitely added a little salt to that, man, and gave us some flavor.
What you mean a little? When I saw that, I was like, okay. Like, I said this in a group chat too, I am rarely at a loss for words, but I didn't know what to say. I was like, dang.
Look, if y'all watched the premiere like we did, and y'all saw that countdown. When I tell you the anxiety,
he was on the phone going crazy.
I'm like, so they're trying to sabotage us. They really don't want me to see this episode because I'm not going to make it.
Oh, I'm going to say I have a heart attack and
I'm a faint, and I'm going to miss the whole thing. It felt like New Year's. Like, all right, I'm going to make it to 12 o'clock, and then I fall asleep at 11:47. That's kind of how I felt, but thankfully I had food cooking, so I had something to keep me busy. But once again, yeah, shout out to the Royalty Productions team for doing an amazing job.
Absolutely.
But I do my temperature checks a little different now because of therapy. And so this is basically me giving you all my weekly check-in from that. So this past week, every week, by the way, has gotten better and better. This past week, though, my therapist and I, we talked about gratitude, and we talked about making sure that we give people the flowers that give them to us. And so we got a chance to just talk about that, and it made me realize that everything that I had been going through prior to me starting therapy was starting to make sense, and that the people who love me and show me the gratitude and give me my flowers in return, those are the ones that matter. And so I just want to once again just let people know, I'm going to keep telling you all, it's okay to make yourself vulnerable and go talk to somebody.
It's okay to not be okay.
Especially black men, because let me tell you something, be a lot of opportunities for us to just sit down and talk and figure things out. And if we were able to do that, things probably be a little bit different in the world today. So men, take hold of your sons. Moms, if dad isn't around, try to hold your sons a little tighter. But real quick, one last thing. Let's talk about today's show. We have, like I said, two very, very special guests. We have Tara Roberts and we have Corey Anderson. And also we have our first musical guest, Omar Raps. So you guys are in for another great show with the Beards and White Toes podcast. And so what are we talking about today?
So today we're just kind of focusing on real quick, because we're real big on where we came from, our community, and pretty much even the surrounding communities. We made it no secret that we're suburbanites, but we have ties and roots to Chicago. So we're just talking about organizations that give back, organizations that help, organizations that contribute to the betterment of not just Chicago, but the whole surrounding area. And then I think we need to touch in on the climate of Chicago right now.
Absolutely. So yeah, today we're going to talk about the climate of Chicago and how we can better do with our youth. So, we have two very special guests on set with us today. We have Corey Anderson of Champs, Walking in Purpose, and CA. And we also have
Miss Natara Roberts of Love, Ladies of Value and Elevation.
Thank you all so much for being here with us today.
We appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, time out. We got another guest. Corey, I'll allow you to introduce your son.
Oh yeah, this is my son, Landon Austin Anderson. He the CEO of CA Kids. He got the CA hoodie on today.
I know that's right.
You better go ahead and start off this generation. Let's give him a hand.
Come on, man. I love it.
So, Corey, really quick, for those who don't know, I've known Corey for almost 20 years. And it's fitting that he's walking in his purpose now. And I don't think he knew what he was signing up for when he met a 14-year-old kid walking into high school. What was it, 2000? And I don't even want to say.
I'm going to say it.
I'll throw that out there.
Because you walked in. Well, no, that's wrong because he's older. Never mind. I'm not putting
I was a freshman.
Never mind. My bad.
I was a freshman athlete, and I didn't have very many upperclassmen that took me on as like the quote-unquote little brother. Quick story, and this is how I knew that Corey was a stand-up guy. We were in baseball practice right before the season, and there was a senior that was just talking crazy. I'm not going to say his name because if I do, I wanted to.
I know you do. It's been plenty of times when I wanted to and I didn't, so.
But he's doing well in life now, so good for him.
Okay.
But he was talking crazy to me. And so our coaches got us face to face and said, all right, Sam, you on the mound. Hey, you get into the batter's box. We're going to play strikeout. Corey walks up to me. And Corey is much taller than me, okay? I probably grew 2 more inches. For all I remember, he's the same height. So anyway, he comes over to me, he whispers in my ear and just says, you got this. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs, straight down the middle, 3 swinging misses. Never heard from that kid again. And I take a lot of pride in knowing that I had somebody who believed in me enough, because I was scared, okay? I was nervous. I'm talking about every bead of sweat, every pore was wide open, but Corey was right there to make sure that I was okay. And I went on to have a very solid career from that moment on. So I don't think I ever told you that story face to face. Thank you. Because let me tell you, our class graduated with the most wins in school history. And so you were my big brother, and you helped me become a better version of myself on not just on the baseball field, but you also made me a better version of myself walking in those hallways. So that's my flowers to you. So thank you so much.
Well, appreciate it.
So you did a lot for me, but talk about what you got going on with your organizations. Introduce your organizations real quick.
So my organization is called Walking in Purpose. It's a 7-week male enhancement course I created. It started in quarantine, like March. I started with my affiliation with the Champs Male Mentorship Program. So on Saturdays or whenever it's needed, I go back to the inner city and mentor young men.
Okay. And then you also, so is that for Walking in Purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're affiliated with Champs. Champs is a big organization on the South Side.
Got you.
That's branched out, but I partnered with them under Vondale Singleton to run my organization as well.
Cool. Natara.
Yes.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, so look. I haven't known Tara for a super long time. But if you all have followed me, saw a post or whatever, I'm always shouting out Star, Twinkle Twinkle. She is the hairstylist, the brow and lash tech, all of that.
She's the whole glamour team.
She's like whole, one woman show. So Tara is, and I don't care how you feel about it, because I'm going to take on Star's attitude. I don't care how you feel about it. Tara is Star's baby. Tara is Star's cousin. And I went to an event, what was that, in December? In December, that Tara put on with her organization, and I was blown away. And I told her then, Sam was supposed to go with me. He did not. He had other things to do. But I told her then, I said, okay, so look for me to be in touch with you. Mainly because your organization, I told you, it resonated with me. Okay. And more so, I think what you told me about how you got to that point. So I'll let you talk about that.
Okay. The name of my organization is called Love. Stands for Ladies of Value and Elevation. The end of 2021, I got pregnant in 2020. My mother got really sick. I was going through a terrible breakup. And I just felt alone. I didn't have anybody. And in my head, I was thinking like my life was kind of based off this guy I was with. So when he wasn't there no more, I felt like I didn't have anybody. But then it dawned on me when people start showing up for me, my friends, women who didn't know me, started showing up for me. It was like, Tara, you do have a support system. It's these women in your life showing up for me, celebrating my birthday, being there, checking on me, doctor's appointments. I even had a friend who literally was in the hospital with me to give birth. Like, it wasn't my baby daddy. It was my best friend who helped me give birth in the hospital. And I said to myself, you know what, Tara, if these women can help you, no questions asked, this is your purpose. This is what's in your heart, to help women out there who don't have, women to support them. They don't have that family to support them. And I said, like, from now on, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I just based it on basically like women and kids. That's pretty much it.
Right. I love it. So, clearly this is both like you all's passion, and you have your separate stories that led you to this point. Do you see yourself like attempting to expand it, make it bigger, add to it, like change routes a little bit, or where are we going?
Yeah, for me, one of my goals is to definitely work with CPS and partner with like CPS and different charter schools to possibly get a course in there. So one of the goals is to get into those schools and probably hire somebody on to go teach it, or I go run the course and have as many young men as possible enrolled to ensure that we can kind of decrease some of the violence. We can't stop it, but let's try to decrease some of it.
Get control of it.
Yeah,
Man.
try to contain.
Yeah.
Me too. Hopefully in the future I do look. I always said I want a recovery house. I feel like I said, women who don't have support systems, they need that. So just to get a house where women can bring their kids and, help them find jobs and just, start their life over with their kids if they don't have that man in their life to move forward and, just go. So I do look to expand a lot. I do have a friend that's becoming a teacher. I do look to start working with CPS, just do a lot of different stuff in the community, helping, fundraising, cleaning up communities, a lot of that.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I love it.
So today, we're going to get into, like I mentioned, or what Kym mentioned. We're going to talk to both Corey and Natara about the climate of Chicago. Whether you live in Chicago, you live in wherever you are, I'm sure you've heard many things or seen things that are not the proper representation of our wonderful city. So in our next segment, we're going to talk about how we all can possibly make some sort of an impact to, like Corey said, we may not be able to stop it, but how can we contain as much as...
Action.
So, as mentioned, the climate of Chicago right now, like I said, if you're from Chicago, if you're from outside of Chicago, New York, LA, Atlanta, Houston, Timbuktu Hill, I'm sure you've heard something about what's going on here in this city. Real quick, I just want to take a quick moment of silence. I don't know if you all been following the news, local or I know it made national news. There was a kid who was shot 24 times on 67th and Western. That boy's aunt, I know her personally through different endeavors and different events. So real quick, Big Red, I just want to say on behalf of the Beards and White Toes podcast, I speak for Royalty Productions. I speak for our audience, our guests. We definitely send our heartfelt condolences to you and your family. We also send our deepest condolences to the city of Chicago for taking another significant loss. So if we can just take 10 seconds of a quick moment of silence for not just Sincere, but for all of the kids and all of the ones that we have lost to gun violence this year, in the past. So. All right. So, Corey, I'll start with you. Mm-hmm. You got a young son here.
Right.
How have you as a father started to teach your son the ways of not even just moving as a young man, but just kind of just moving as a decent citizen? Because we know not only do we have to go up against, people who look like us, but we also have to go up against people who, are supposed to serve and protect us. So how do you teach your son, although he's young, what have you done to kind of help guide him into, what kind of preventative measures, I should say?
He's fairly young, so what I do right now is just teach him accountability and how to be responsible and think about himself and do things like that nature. So when he gets older, if he conducts himself in a positive manner, he'll be fine. So as long as he's doing constructive things and he's in the right order, he'll be fine.
And the reason why I know he's young, but I feel like we're starting to see kids younger and younger. Mm-hmm. I've never in my life heard of kids as young as 10 years old carjacking people. Mm-hmm. I've never heard that. Right. So the reason why I brought that to your attention is because in the world we live in now, you got 5 years to get him together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? 5 years. We're seeing kids 7 and 8 years old, standing on intersections, beating on a bucket, begging for money. During peak time when they should be in school.
School hours.
So, I don't have children. I have a host of nieces and nephews. I have 8 godchildren. And out of all of my godchildren, I have 4 boys. Okay? My oldest godson, he'll be 11 this year. Thankfully, his parents are very involved. You know, he's a straight A student. I'm very proud of him. I know his family is proud of him. You know, but he falls into that category of now, you know, he has a cell phone. So we're not as, kids aren't as sensitized as we were.
Yeah.
They have too much exposure at their fingertips.
Way too much
access.
Way too much. The access that we didn't have. I think our first moment in life, most of us that are here, was 9/11. And I think 9/11 was the first time we actually got to see where you knew people were dying. And anybody in here that's old enough to remember probably knows exactly where they were when that happened.
Hillcrest.
I was on the bus heading to school from Hillcrest to Prairie Hills.
Freshman year.
I was in 8th grade.
I was my freshman year.
Yeah. So we all remember where we were. And unfortunately, that was the time when the world changed. Because now you're actually able to see this stuff.
So, and then I do have a son. My son is 18. When my son was 11, I sent him to Arizona. My son does not live here anymore. I sent him to Arizona with my parents. And I sent him because it was a lot of things happening. At that moment, I felt like that was the best decision. That was the best move for him. And he said it. He's like, I'm never coming back to live. He loves it out there. Cool. But just the conversations that I've had to have with him as a young Black man, it breaks my heart. I'll never forget a few months ago, I think, he got pulled over. Mind you, he's in Arizona. He got pulled over. One thing about it, I'm always legit. My son is always legit. My mom always taught me all your stuff stays legit. So we don't have no worries. We insured, licensed straight, all of that. But he didn't have an insurance card in the car. My 18-year-old son calls my mother because, you know, she's there, I'm here, as he's being pulled over. Terrified. He stays cool, he's calm, you know, but terrified. And I think he got pulled over because one of the lights was out in the back. He didn't know. Luckily, the officer was nice, you know. But my son, little brown-skinned boy, locks, kind of tall, football player. So, you know, he's got a look to him. And the whole time I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is what we're living in. And I mean, if we're being honest, we've been living in it.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's more publicized.
Yes.
And so, you know, as a Black woman raising not only a young Black man, but also I have 3 daughters. That alone is also, because I mean, it's, you know, majority, every time we hear about it, most of the time, it's the young Black man. But even in just trying to make sure that my daughters are aware of their surroundings, aware of, you know, who they're calling friend and all of that, is crazy. And I know you have a daughter.
Definitely.
And she's little. She's, how old is she?
10 months.
So yeah, she's little.
Yeah.
So you have some time, but it's like Sam said, it's almost, we have to start earlier and earlier, because these kids that are doing this stuff are getting younger and younger. It's heartbreaking. And then working in education and seeing it daily, I'm like,
It's a lot.
it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot, and I called you one day dang near in tears about listening to something that my students were going through, and I'm like, did we go through this when we were younger? Was it like this? Were we, I don't know. I mean, you're a little bit younger than I am. You're a little bit older than I am. Where are y'all? Do y'all remember this being like this when we were younger? Or is it like Sam said, we're now desensitized to it because it's everywhere?
I don't remember being this bad. Oh. I remember it being there, but I don't remember it being this bad. And then, like I said, as time goes on, it gets worse and worse. So you be in fear, like, you send your child to school and it's like, are they going to make it home when they come home? Like, what's going to happen? You don't know what's going on in school. Are they going to make it home? You're trying to work, make a living for them, and it's like you living in fear still. So it's, what can you do?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I'm an educator as well, so it's definitely hard to accept. And then, like, the story that we do here, also running a mentorship program at my school, 5th graders and 4th graders talking about the things they're experiencing. Like, we didn't have those experiences at 4th and 5th grade.
Right.
And they have to grow up by themselves, like not a single parent. It's very tough to hear those stories and try to come up with a solution when you didn't have to come through that. So,
and see, my background is healthcare, so I've spent majority of my career working in trauma. Yes. So I've seen I've seen them come in and fighting for their lives. I've been outside when the families are all congregated, in front of the emergency room. There's a song Dirk had mentioned that they'll tell you that they're stable. They tell you that because they want crowd control. Whole time that person is in there really getting ready to get tagged and bagged. So we need to understand from all different sides that many people are being affected by this. Yes. Forget the stain that people want to put on Chicago. Let's think about the heartbreak that these families are going through.
Thanks.
I was 16 when I was first drawn on by the police. Okay? First time I ever got drawn on. Wasn't the first time I was, stereotyped, by the police. But then, I've also had times where I had to, protect myself from somebody who looked like me. And now, where we are, I'm 34 years old. I shouldn't have to be worried about nobody outside of God and my mother. And, people drive down the street looking like they're driving in stolen cars. You don't want to say anything to them because you don't know how they'll react. It makes you dehumanize yourself for a moment, and it makes you forget that even though you have morals and principles, everybody is not, you can't share that with anybody because you don't know what you'll trigger. Because these kids are so fragile, and their fragileness doesn't allow them to receive because they're always on the defensive. So how can you receive something when you feel like, one, your entire life you've probably been told you're not capable, or the way that people have tried to tell you to, go about your business may have been in a very forceful way. So now this is where the first sign of PTSD comes from. You know what I'm saying? And then in addition to that, now you have all of these angry kids out here who don't have anything. These people are not only just carjacking just for the money, but some of these people are carjacking just for the rides. That's what my police friends are telling me, So I just feel like with everything that we have going on, and not just the city, but just everywhere, I think that we all need to just make it our responsibility to just say, look, grab one of these little shorties by the back of their shirt and just say, look, this, like I said, like you mentioned, I believe in moments. I don't believe in bad days. We can take one moment to stop them from having a moment that can change the rest of their lives. That rest of their life can be life in jail. It can be a life in a box that, look, you got people coming to see you, throwing flowers on top of you. Or you get a hold to these bad drugs. Now we in another ballpark. And now we seeing you walking up and down 63rd Street talking about you because you in the middle of the street doing something you shouldn't be doing.
And that was why, like, that was the whole purpose. Like, we felt like it was so important to highlight, because a lot of people don't know.
They don't have resources.
They don't have the resources. So that was why, like, Tara, I told you I was blown away, you know, when I came to your event, just because I've been there. I've been there. And Corey, same thing. When I first met you, you know, we were bringing school supplies to you. And again, being in education, when Sam was like, oh, well, yo, can we say less? Like, what do they need? Like, come on. Like, because, you know, we have kids coming without supplies, you know, anything like that. So, I think I can speak for Sam too when I say, you know, thank you both.
Absolutely.
For what you're doing, what you want to do, what you've done, what you're planning to do, because we need that. It's a lot of lost kids. I mean, it's a lot of lost adults, but you know, they started as lost kids. That's a possibility. So like Sam was just saying, if you can grab them while they're at that stage of vulnerability, you know, maybe we can reduce the number of lost adults.
I think at the end of the day, we just need to take the opportunity to just show these kids that somebody cares.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's really all it comes down to. Like I mentioned to you earlier in the show, you know, you grabbed me and gave me encouragement that lasted for the rest of my life. That one moment.
And you didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
You didn't even know what you were doing at that moment. It was just you doing what you were saying before, your morals, your values. Those types of things shine through, and we're not even paying attention. We're not doing it to receive flowers. We're doing it because we know what's right.
And because of what you instilled in me at 14, 15 years old, I was able to do the same thing for somebody else, and I'm still doing it now. So once again, I just want to just say thank you both for being here on the Beards and White Toast podcast. Real quick, one more time, tell these people where they can find you. So we'll start with the young lady first.
Well, my own page is TJanae_ on Instagram. But I do have a page for my organization. It is Ladies of Value in Elevation L.O.V.E on Instagram. Then, like I said, I do have a lot of events coming up for this year, so just stay tuned and look forward.
All right.
Yeah. How y'all doing? My Instagram is IamCAnderson_official. That's my Instagram. You can follow me there and get all updates on my businesses. And also you can follow me at my website, www.CoreyAndersonTheModel.com.
All right. So once again, thank you all so much for being here. Landon, hey, you were a champ, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna be?
He said, yeah.
Yeah. I know you not. Look, I know you're not that excited. Guess what? We happy you here anyway. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna take a quick moment to just take a breather, and we got something special coming up right after this segment here. So, hope you all enjoyed today's show. We are very grateful for our two guests, Corey Anderson and Natara Roberts. Real quick, any closing remarks in today's episode?
What's that saying? Each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
If you know a youth that's struggling, grab them and just love on them. They may need that. They may not have that. You may be that factor that Sam was talking about. So,
my closing remark kind of piggybacks off of, what you said. Bringing it back again. The way Corey took the opportunity to just get me through a moment in crisis, it changed my life. It changed the trajectory of everything. Don't be afraid to be that for somebody else. You don't know what type of, first of all, you don't know what type of lasting impression you may have on the person that you're helping. That impression may last enough for their own group, and then they may go ahead and pass it on to others. So like Kym said, each one teach one, but also allow yourself to be vulnerable enough and remove your pride and your fear to potentially help someone else. So, got a few shout outs. Oh, okay then. So real quick, because all right, yeah, because while we're sitting here eating, we definitely got to bring the chef on, bring on our caterer, Amber. Amber, come on, cop a squat. Hey, so first, right now, these bills.
Right.
Go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
So you guys can find me on Facebook at Blissful Eats and on Instagram at Blissful Eats 00.
Amber, thank you so much because so I made a change in my life. I got a therapist, I got a financial advisor, and my friends just turned into being my dietitian. So I'm transitioning into being a vegetarian. I learned that. Real quick, I decided to change my diet because, in addition to me seeing, a therapist, not just really for my mental health, but just so I can go ahead and rebuild on some things of myself. My therapist had also mentioned that when you have a healthier diet, it can impact your mental health. And so, in addition to physical health, mental health is another reason why I decided to start making transitions. So thank you so much, Amber, for providing this vegetable little man because it's fighting mud.
Vegan.
I can't really say what I want to say because we got a little one in the audience, but thank you so much, Amber.
We appreciate you. I can't wait to get into stuff.
We got a couple more people we want to shout out. Come on up here.
Let's go on.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hey.
So let's what do you have for us? What's your business? What you telling me?
So I have a IV hydration business. It's still in the groundworks, but I'm a registered nurse, and I believe in IV therapy because on my oral supplements, you get 100% of the nutrients, and it is also a luxury, and I think everybody should add to that thing that they do for themselves, like mental health, or that's just relaxing, or meditation. I think it's something somebody should add. Absolutely.
And where can you good folks find you?
So my name on Instagram is Inka.B. Sorry, Inka.B. That's YINKAA.B.
All right, thank you so much. All right, bro, come on up here because you definitely handed me a card. Definitely.
And I need one of those too. Please and thank you.
Yeah, because I think you really need to tell these folks what you got going because,
Give me your card, because I'll bless you.
I got more.
No, he can have another one. I'll take this.
It's also a QR code that you can scan and take it directly to my business website, and we can actually share the code.
So go ahead and tell these folks what we're looking at, though.
My name is James. I came out with Tara. She invited me out, and I took the chance. I believe in networking, promotion. We all got something that everybody can help somebody with, so I take all opportunities like this to meet you.
Absolutely. So go ahead.
I've been doing Airbnb for 2 years. I've been doing car rental for going on 1.
Okay.
And it's been great. The networking, I try to solve all personal needs if you're coming to my city or if you're traveling, even if we're local. So I do the cars, I do the rentals. More recently, I've gotten into financial advising as far as credit and credit building. I got a great group of guys. I learn every day. New things I can do, and I like to share that. So
I was gonna say, check this out. I think that's one thing that we need to really consider more, but I think we have to bring you back on the show with your crew or something. Financial literacy. Yeah. And not only just financial literacy, but also understanding that, look, don't nobody want to be broke. Nobody. If you don't understand on how to manage your own money, there's people out here, hopefully that are trustworthy. Yeah. Like this trustworthy brother right here that I just met today. He came with somebody that I trust, so I'm going to go ahead and whatever happens, we're going to blame them. Now, go ahead.
It's something you want to be comfortable with. Financial literacy is big. It's big. We don't all know what we're capable of. It's so easy. Nobody's doing nothing that nobody else is capable of. You just got to have knowledge. If you can have the knowledge and acquire it, there's so much money we can make together, and so much we can do together and share. So,
real quick, if y'all want James to be on a future episode of Beers and Toast, make some noise.
I'm with that, though. I like to talk, and like I said, I'm just one of many. I got a strong group of guys. Literally 4 of us, I would like to say that I know I meet and talk with weekly. Like she said, like I have hydration insert in your life. I believe talking and gaining some knowledge and surrounding yourself with people that might be doing something you're not. Imagine if I meet 5 people now that will teach me how to do what they're doing. And then I just picked up 5 trades or something. And that's the way me and my team work. So I'm working.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
My name is boss_White James on Instagram. I picked it up on my funny friends. They don't like light skins. So,
Damn colorism.
My Instagram page is for the business. It's boss2_ rentals with a Z. So BOSS__RENTALZ. If anybody ever in town, from luxury to economy, we got cars you need for long-term stays, short-term stays on Airbnb. So we got you.
All right. Appreciate you. We got real quick, just to let you all know, we also have another business we want to shout out, Karen's Cookies. Karen's Cookies you can find on Instagram at Karen's with 2 R's Cookies. All right, once again, that's Karen's Cookies, Karen's with 2 R's Cookies on Instagram. And then we have one more that we want to bring on. Come on up here. My friend, one of our day ones.
Absolutely.
And now she's here in the studio with us right now. So thank you so much. So real quick, tell these good folks about what you got going on.
Okay, so I have actually take part in 2 businesses. One is mine, and then another one is a partnership. The partnership is a greeting card business, and we do business baskets. So that's called Random Thoughts. And then the other business is my own art business. I'm an artist, so that's Art with the Real Warmie.
Okay.
So you can find us on Facebook with Random Thoughts, and then Instagram is random_cards, and then on Instagram and Facebook for me, Art with Warmie.
Okay, cool. Kym?
So then also, a little birdie told me, well, he already knew, but you have these businesses, you're dope. If y'all have followed me on Instagram or Snap, I was going crazy about the vanilla wafer pudding. I don't do banana pudding. It's disgusting. I don't care what nobody says. I don't do. So Lauren said, no, I got you. She said, I can make you the banana pudding without the bananas.
Correct.
And I went crazy. But aside from that, what's today, Lauren? What's today?
And it's today your birthday. I don't know what birthday song we gonna sing. But real quick, before we get into that, I want to just say we have something special for you all. So after this, make sure y'all stick around because we do have our first musical guest. Omar Raps is in the building, and he's gonna close out our show. But we got a rapper on stage. Actually, we got a couple artists in this space right now. But I think this is the opportunity I've been waiting. Mama, I told you I was gonna sing on camera. But I'm not doing it by myself. I got background singers. So in lieu of Black History Month, somebody want to cue us in. If not, I'll cue us in. Matter of fact, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us.
So thank you for having me.
And we hope your birthday is as amazing as you are.
It should be now.
Right.
But hey, you already know, like I said, don't leave. We do have a musical guest that's going to close out our show. But as always, we're going to close out. Kym?
You know what? I don't think I have any. Once again, I'm almost speechless. I'm almost at a loss for words.
Okay.
I done ate. I still got my cupcake.
Okay.
So yeah, just what we said before. Each one teach one. Grab a kid up, make a difference in their lives.
Your mouth to my ears. Wherever you all are in the world, thank you all so much for paying attention to what we had to say. This is one of those episodes where we felt like you all needed to get something from this. The youth, they belong to us. This generation of kids that's growing up now, these are kids. Whether you have kids of your own or not, these kids belong to us. So don't be afraid to reach out and try to help somebody when necessary. But as always, Thank you all so much for listening wherever you are in the world. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thank you all for watching and listening. And stick around because, like I said, we got a special performance. Everybody, get your hands ready. Put them in a hat. Just enjoy yourself.
I go by the name Oh My Raps. And a nigga just need a little bit of your time. Coming straight out the city, man, Chicago. Finna burn shit up.
Peace soul on a track.
It's O.I. in the flesh, lavin' effect. Who would've guessed? I kill a mic, I had to progress. But now I'm feeling so blessed. Lot of niggas upset, cause easily I project. Like all the things in my head, I do this shit for the kids who feel a certain way cause they ain't got bread. They role models dead, a book in the feds. Give them a chance, another route they can live. Instead of flashy shit and sipping on red. Like you broke ass wannabe trappers. To you modern day rappers, on God I never felt ya. How come we can't go back to be rapping in shelters? Anyway, just know I'm coming, nobody can help you. I'm here to spit that hot lava, this flow here'll melt ya. Touch the people like Nelson Mandela. Tell them the country don't wanna accept ya. Just focus on you and the fam and don't never let up. You gonna fall a couple times, but you better get up. You want it, you gotta step up. Thoughts that went across my brain when I was going half insane. Dealing with my life of pain, everything was so deranged. Had to try a different lane, so ran it up and made a change. Icy with a couple chains and on my way to all his fame. Now I know how Drizzy felt, nothing was the same. Took a leap and I became all the things I had dreamed for. Rap I was ordained for, focused on the music, never worried about a lame hoe. Your boy know what he came for, success is all I claim, Joe. Drive it can't be tamed, so I just let it flow and puff a L so I could brainstorm about the things I fiend for. Lifestyle that I aim for, tired of telling people, yo, I just trying to maintain, bro. Need a black Range Rover, pull up in the bank, I need establishment. Any nigga hating, that's some coward shit. The doubt I overpowered this. Some niggas feeling sour shit. Saw the bigger picture, focused up, I wasn't wildin' shit. What you getting is a lot of pain and pressure while plotting to get my shit together. Through these cold dilemmas within this life, but yet I'm fighting still. My niggas getting killed, they either 10 in Stateville. The system dirty, plus the ghetto's ill. The basic things a black man go through, fuck it, give me chills. Trying to be the stepping stone, the way that we can build our minds up, make better choices, dog. I know you feel what I'm saying from the bottom. I can't fake the real.